In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at two military surplus backpacks that are very popular and are meant to haul a lot of gear. Stick around, it's going to be a good video. Alright, I've been wanting to do a comparison video of these two backpacks for you guys for a while now. It's just been so stinking hot that really haven't been getting out that much outside, but I've got a couple trips planned in October, and I'm getting gear ready, going through things and figuring out what I'm going to be taking, and I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to showcase this new Granite gear Chief Patrol Pack that I got from One Thief Surplus. Now, One Thief sent this to me a while ago, and I did a video of all the gear that I got from them. This was one of the items that was included. Really haven't done much with it yet, but I started loading it up this weekend, getting ready for fall and winter camping. And I was really impressed with how much gear it carries and how well it packs everything. So I wanted to show it to you, but I thought it'd be very helpful if we contrasted and compared to an old standby. And actually, one of my favorite backpacks is the Marine Corps issue ILBE. You can find both of these in a lot of military surplus stores and online. But they are very different packs, and they're from basically two different eras of military surplus. So one is definitely an improvement over the other. But let's take a look at these two packs and see what you guys think, and then you can make your decision on what you think is better. It's always kind of difficult to do these pack reviews of these big packs because they're so hard to film and get the right angles and everything and show you everything without distorting it too much, but I'm going to try my best here. So 500D Corduro throughout, MOLLE on the front, MOLLE on the sides, MOLLE on the bottom. So now you can strap pad, tent, whatever you want. We have grab handles on each side of the pack, as well as grab handles on the top sides and then top back. So really nice that they've actually added more grab handles. Top lid has a pocket, which is pretty good size. And then we have our suspension system. Of course, the suspension system is always the most important part of the pack because this is going to determine your comfort. And if you're really going to be using these backpacks for long distance, for hiking, backpacking, where you're carrying a lot of gear, you really want something that's very comfortable. This has a very unique system. So first of all, we have nicely padded shoulder straps, but the interesting thing is they are or have a removable pad. So if you don't want a really thick pad, you can take this padding off and go for a thinner shoulder strap. It just depends on what you'd like. But this is also important because if you are wearing body armor, you can remove the extra padding and make it a little bit more conforming to your body a little bit better instead of having a big bulky pad on top of body armor. And I'm sure that's the reasoning behind that. So pretty neat feature, something I've never seen really in other backpacks is this removable padded system. Of course, we have load lifters, which is very important for raising the straps up on your shoulders. And then we have a sternum strap with a very unique buckle system. So this buckles in here on the side instead of the middle. And then to release it, you basically just pull this tab. So pretty neat system. Of course, we have Fastex buckles to quickly remove the backpack straps, so you can unbuckle that and then get out from underneath the straps quickly. Nice padding on the lumbar area. That is removable, it looks like. Yep, that's Velcro, so you can remove this lumbar pad if you want to. And the buckle system on this is 1.5 inch strap and buckle instead of like the ILBE, which is a 2-inch. And then, of course, you have MOLLE or PALS webbing on the belt as well, so you can add canteens or whatever. generous padding on the back, but not too overdone. And then we have metal or plastic, feels like plastic, no, maybe metal, or aluminum stays coming down to help give it rigidity, but also to transfer that load down to your hip area. And it looks like this is adjustable as far as height. I haven't done that yet to mine, so I can't verify that 100%, but I believe it is adjustable for height, because it looks like if you unscrew these can move up or down in position. So that's a great feature. Okay, top lid, we undo our buckles, and we open it up. And we have access to the pocket from the inside. So double access, inside or out, pretty cool. And then you have these straps going one way and going the other way that helps bring that load in at the top. So typically with most backpacks, there'll be one strap. They've added the second strap, which helps bring the load up that way, which I think is pretty clever. Makes a lot of sense. Then we have a collar, so you're able to expand the load, but also this helps keep debris and moisture and other gunk out of your pack while you're hiking. Long cord for opening that collar way up. So that's pretty generous. That's kind of a stretchy nylon material there. Now this is where this pack gets very interesting. We have our typical side compression straps. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you undo that, you have 2 zippers. That opens up, and there is the contents of your pack, like a suitcase opened up before you. Pretty cool idea, and they've even went one step further by adding these kind of wings, or I almost call it like a bikini. It's kind of what it looks like, you know. It's got these straps, and it brings everything together, and you can really pull that load in nice and tight, or you can loosen it up to give you more room. And then if you want to get to that, you just undo this. And in here I've got my Tough Possum sit pad. I've got a FILBE, this is the USMC FILBE assault pouch, and this is kind of my shelter kit. I've got shelter ridge line system, stakes, extra cordage, all that kind of stuff for my tarp. Got my woodland camo tarp from Helicantex. Got my cook set. This is the new adventure system from Stanley. My food bag, so I've got all my freeze-dried food, coffee, snacks, all that stuff in here. And then in the bottom, I have my sleeping bag, and this sleeping bag is the intermediate bag from the military sleep system. It's the heavier bag. If you haven't seen that, in the old system it was black. In the newer ones, when they were going through the digital camo phase, it was the foliage gray heavy bag, not the lightweight bag. And I think they call that the intermediate. So then I just got this stuff sack off of Amazon. You can find these all over the place. And then in the back of this, oh, and there's my kind of toiletry items, wipes, contact solution, pills, got some Gold Bond, some brush ups, contact case, stuff like that. And then back here, there is more organization. So we have a hydration pocket that expands pretty big. It has a drain hole in it. And then there are straps to control that load. And then down in the very bottom, there is a strap right here. I'm not really sure what this is designed for. Maybe it's some type of military specific item. It looks like almost a round tube kind of thing would fit in here. I mean, it's not big enough to put a sleeping bag, but it's for something. So if you don't want that, you can always cut that out. And then over here on the side, I've got my bivvy and my pad. So this all fits in here very nicely, and it's very accessible. And then the last feature that I want to go over is the side pouches. So on the side of the pack, there are zippers, and there's a very large, deep, generous side pocket. This is big enough to hold a hydration bladder, and in fact, it has a strap to hold a hydration bladder, so that will suspend this hydration bladder and let that set inside there nicely. And there's one on each side. Now, how big this pocket really is, let me show you a couple pieces of gear that I would typically take out camping with me. I would take my big knife. So I'll be doing a review of this shortly. I just got this and I'm already in love with it. This is my new big chopper. This is the Condor Moonshiner, but we'll do something on that later. And then I've got my little Gerber folding saw, little buck saw. Does an amazing job of cutting wood. But this thing is deep enough, this pocket is deep enough that you could easily get your axe in there. So pretty amazing versatility for that pocket. Very comfortable. And now we have the old tried and true ILBE main ruck. Now, this particular one, I've done modifications to. There are things that I have removed from it because the weight of this pack, when it is new, the way it comes is 9 pounds. And by contrast, this has less cubic inches than the Chief Patrol Pack from Granite Gear, which is really interesting. This only has 4,500 cubic inches, so it's less, but it weighs more, and it's because this is 1000D Cordura, and it has a lot more straps and stuff on it that I think than that one. So originally these came with kind of like this beaver tail panel that you would snap in the assault pack to. I've cut mine off because I never used that feature. This had several straps, side compression straps. I've removed most of them, keeping one here at the bottom. There is a pass-through on the top here, and then you got Molly or pals, so you can attach like canteens or other sustainment pouches. And then you've got this kind of grab pocket that really, it'll hold a canteen, but it does a better job of holding kind of larger, long items. So you would stick those down in here, and then pass it into there, and that would kind of hold it. So that is the side system for it, for adding extra stuff. And then of course we've got pals webbing down here. Interestingly enough, there's no webbing on the bottom. So if you want to strap something, I always strap my stuff on this pack up here, and I think that's what's intended for. So you can do this. And that holds a pad or a tent pretty well. Of course, it has a top pocket, and the top pocket is accessible through the back. Very large, about the same size as the Granite Gear Chief pack, about the same size pocket. And then we have the suspension system, a little bit different. These are a little narrower, but just about as thick. Originally, this pack did not have these straps easily usable as load lifters. They were actually sewn down. So what I did is I removed some stitching and modified it so this now has a real load lifter to it. Of course, we have a grab handle. Once again, sternum strap, pretty traditional sternum strap. Padding. This is an adjustable frame. This was originally designed by Arc'teryx, and then these were made by Proper. You can get in here, unvelcro all this stuff, and there's a frame underneath this that has the metal stays and the plastic sheet, and you can adjust the height for that. And then we have the one thing that I don't like about this pack is the belt. It is very overly padded. It's almost too much. It's very stiff. Now it will help hold a load and make a load comfortable, but to me it's way too stiff of a belt. And I think that's one complaint a lot of people have with this pack is that belt itself. Moving to the inside, we open up that big lid and we have a very standard drawstring collar. The collar material is very thick pack cloth, and it's a little too much. It's very stiff. It's kind of hard to get in and out of sometimes. It does hold its shape well. That's about the only good thing. Now this has a strap that is to buckle here. Mine, I think eventually it wore through, so I had to cut it off. It was a strap that came out here, but on the inside it is basically just one gigantic bucket. And of course, since this doesn't have that front access like the Granite Gear, it's a little bit harder to get into. Now there are side access points, which are nice. So if you need to leave everything kind of buttoned up, you can unzip, come in here and get what you need, and then close it back up. And of course, they're on both sides. And on the inside of this pack, what they did is there was a radio pocket that really didn't do a good job of holding a hydration bladder, so I cut that out to save on weight. And then it also had a panel that floated that actually separated the sleeping bag compartment. But overall, still a really good pack, a great pack for winter camping, fall camping, when you got to carry a lot of sleep gear, and it'll carry a load extremely well. It's just a very heavy pack, and there's a lot of things you can do to it to lighten it, but it's still just a big, heavy pack. Of course, that I feel like this is a much more improved pack over the ILBE. I think it's a better value. The ILBEs are still fantastic packs, and if you can grab one at a good price and you can modify it the way you want to, it will serve you very well. I've been using the ILBE for, gosh, I don't even know. I want to say 6 years, maybe more. I don't know. I've had a couple of them, gave one away, got another one, and it's always been kind of my go-to winter pack for hauling all my gear, but I think this Granite gear pack has a lot of great improvements. I love being able to get into it much more easily by laying on the ground, opening up like a suitcase, filleting it open. I like day packs like that, and I love that it has that design to it, and it's just a very well-made, well thought out pack. Of course, I'm going to be using it here coming in the fall, and I will do some more videos on how I have it loaded and how I use it. If you're interested in one, go to One Thief. There'll be a link down below for their website. They have a couple different grades of this pack available at different price points. ILBs, I don't know where you can get them at. You'll have to kind of search them out. They're usually on eBay and other military surplus stores. I don't think One Thief has any of those in stock right now. I'll also have links to my Amazon store. It has a lot of the other gear that I like to use, and if you're interested in that, that always helps out the channel. And then, of course, Facebook group. And if you're interested in patches, stickers, all that stuff, there is a big cartel site that sells those, and then Spreadshirt and Spreadshop has all my Prepared Wanderer t-shirts. Those are kind of running down below the video. You'll see that. And as always, I thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you like this kind of content. I try to do a video every week for you guys, and we'll see you next time on the Prepared Wanderer.